Hi guys, we're exploring, right? Welcome apps. What welcome app is there? And we've just seen the Manjaro Hello. Now, one of the things that's, well, not available on this machine, Ctrl-Alt-F, is one of the things that you can do at the ArcoLinux University is keep learning until you have the possibility, the knowledge to actually create your own distribution, your own ISO. So create your own distribution. Many people have already made their own ISO, their own vision on BSPWM and their own vision on Plasma and so on, right? And one of those guys is xerowelcome. I'm gonna have a look with you. xerowelcome welcome app or something. Let's see if we can find it. So xerowelcome is an Arch-based Linux distro. We'll get Plasma. We go to the GitHub. We go for repositories and we see if the word welcome is in there. xerowelcome. Forked from. That's an important thing to know, that GitHub has an original GitHub place and you can fork things. If you sign in, if you sign up, right, you can fork it. So you make a copy from somebody else's documentation and start working on your own, in the same code and develop more stuff. So making a fork is different. Divergence, it's gonna be different, this one from that one. At some point in time, right, gonna be surely different. But it can come back together again, and then everything is back the same. But it's important to know that it says here forked. So this is the original one and this is the copy, basically. If I understand that correctly. But if people work closely together, it's going to be the same thing, right? Now, this is an application, okay? We see cargo here, cargo, Maison build, we see the package build. So yeah, we need to get all that data on our machine to have a look. Now, since this is a spin-off, xerowelcome, and since we work closely together, it's actually in your ArcoLinux Suite tool. It is. So what are we talking about? What's this welcome thing? So we go to Pacman and we tell Pacman, you know what? Add the xerowelcome repo. Done. And then if you do a Ctrl-Alt-T and you update, then you get an extra line. It says xerowelcome repo sudo pacman -s xerowelcome. That's the name. It's installed on my ArcoLinux, on my ArchLinux, on my Endeavor, on my Garuda. Doesn't matter, right? It's an Arch-based application, and we're going to look at it. So this is something maybe you would like. If you're making your own distribution, you want to change this into your own name. You want to have your own logo and so on and so on. The buttons may be one button less, one button more. So things will change, but you have a blueprint. You have a template to start with and to think, okay, I like to have that or I don't like to have that, right? It's up to you to see. Now, all these things do something. If they are launched, it either works or it doesn't, meaning that it has to be inside this application or it's pointing to something else that's, for instance, only on xerowelcome, another application. So it's up to you to make this thing your own, basically. Okay. So as in previous video with Manjaro, I would probably say git clone this thing, not zip it and download it, but put it somewhere safe, and from time to time you go and have a look what's new. Is there new code in there? Did something happen and did I have to change the code for it? Should I change my code as well? Because you're following up, you're based on this particular fork or GitHub or project. So this is the xerowelcome, and everything that needs to be changed, it is really up to you, right? The package build is here. Everything is provided for you. That's nice. Change the xerowelcome to whatever package you're gonna call it, xero, as well. And this is the license, again mentioning it's okay to use it, but ask anyway, is it okay that we can use it? And voila, it's the right thing to do, to ask permission to use their app. So you keep on changing. It's gonna be on your GitHub and your name and so on and so on. Replaces this, replaces that. And it's gonna be here with Rust. So written in Rust, Meson, or Meson, I would say it in English probably. Meson, in Dutch we'll say Meson, something like that, but Meson probably. And install stuff here, Meson install, and it's done. Okay, so what if I want to change things? Well, you have to open every single thing. It's simple as that. Now maybe, let's see what is Sublime Text is installed. It is. So if I just drop this guy over here, I get everything, right? And you need to actually read it all. Just go over it quickly and have a look. And anywhere, anything that's pointing to xerowelcome, you change the xero to something else. It has to be user bin, sure, but the name need to change. Now the user interface is here as well, and it's also Glade. So why do I say also Glade? Because of the fact that we've just done Manjaro video. And if, that's an if of course, sudo pacman -s glade, you install Glade and you ask what is Glade actually, then you know that it's gonna be a user interface builder for GTK Plus applications. Okay, thank you. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 Glades. So 4 of these pages. So this is what it's going to look. Welcome to xerowelcome and so on. Welcome to xerowelcome? No. Welcome to my Linux, right? Your distribution name. And it's up to you to keep on changing things or hiding things, like I've done in the Manjaro video. You can actually say, don't want to have this, keep the code in, right? Say, okay, cool. The FAQ, maybe I'll do it later. So visible, no. FAQ is gone. And the forums, maybe as well. And then you're just saying things to become invisible, right? You don't see these guys anymore. Control S, of course. You need to save this. What are the other guys? Let's have a look. Drivers. That's that one. FAQ is this one. And post install is this one. So we've got 4 pages, 4 screens that we can use. Okay, so go dive in that user interface. And like I said, we need to actually go and have a look at all these elements, because hey, this is the first time I look at it as well. And I'm sure if you're stuck or something, they'll help you if they got the time. And here we have also languages. So if you want to change, and now you know where it's coming from. CachyOS, hello Glade, right? So it's actually from somewhere else. So we could have a look at that one as well and see how we can maybe work with the CachyOS hello. And then the icons. Some icons that we need. Maybe you don't like these icons, so you can add some more icons. Change them. Here are some images that maybe are not okay. Don't like. Change. Here is a Xero PNG. So you make your own PNG from your own distribution. Et voila. Involved. So it still contains lots of CachyOS stuff, README, release. So basically, it's also kind of, these languages anyway, feels like Manjaro Hello. Cargo, Pi. And voila. So had the feeling, and here is the another thing, right? Manjaro. So it's confirmed that it has to do with each other. Manjaro, CachyOS, xerowelcome. Fine. It's fine. Why? Linux is working together. It's working on the shoulders of others. No problem there. So another place to be, the thing is, right, you need to choose the welcome app. Am I going to base it on Manjaro? I'm going to base it on xerowelcome or CachyOS. Which is the fastest way to my target, to my goal, to my return on investment? It has to be fast and easy, also intuitive, maybe simple. So you need to choose the right project to work on. So anything else I could say? Well, if you want to try this out, I'm not sure how to launch this thing. So we could launch the Manjaro guy, post install, package build. It feels like I need to build this before I can launch it, but I'm not sure. So maybe some of the xerowelcome guys can tell me if that's the case, or if we should run something. Maybe we can run one of the things here. I don't know. Rust is not my thing at all, right? And maybe there's a command and help me or something, you read me thing. I did not find anything like that. Nope, there's no readme. And over here there's no readme. So let me pause and check. I've come a long way in learning about Rust, but I still can't launch it. So cargo run seems to be like one of the things to do. So this is the Red Hat sysadmin install Rust Linux, and I've typed how to launch Rust app. So not successful. I hope the guys tell me what to do and how to do it. Would be nice. So the topic here at hand is finished. I am of course now curious about CachyOS welcome, and that will be the next tool to investigate. So building, if you're not, if you can't launch it right now, maybe I'll put a note later on and somebody says what to do to launch this thing. But basically you can always build it from your own, of course, from your own place. Well, actually we can do that, right? So if all the URLs are okay and the make package could not resolve, which is a -s, and then you install the missing dependencies, voila. If your GitHubs, if this code goes to your GitHub and you change the names and all that, then you'll get as a result, if you build it. But I suppose there's also a way to launch it, otherwise it would be always dreary, long to build it again and again and again to see what's happening. Now I know already from, was it Paru, and that is based on Rust. It takes a while, right? It's just long. I don't know if they say it here. AOR helper. I think that one was built in Rust. There are several applications that we have on the ArcoLinux repositories that are built in Rust, and it is one of the longest ways to build things. It always takes a while, so this is normal. It's gonna fetch all kinds of things. I do believe that Rust was a bit long, in the sense 500 megabyte or something. Rust, do we have Rust installed recently? I thought I did, and it's not in here. Sudo pacman -s rust. And indeed, I've installed Rust up later on. No, so that's the update module. Let's stay out of it. I thought it was like 400 megabytes or something. Another way to see that is in the computer file system var cache pacman packages Rust. That's not much, is it? Why do I think that? It's like 400, 500 extracted maybe. It would be times 5. Anyway, in the meantime, it's building. The GDK and the GTK takes some time. And you have to think about everything, right? The naming, where it's going to be added. So investigate everything that's in here, whether you want it or not. The same we had to do with Calamares. Coming from Manjaro, coming from others. What do we want? So xerowelcome is here. It's a package, meaning I can say sudo pacman -u xerowelcome. Now we tested it works, huh? With like this then, yes, and then xerowelcome. And there you go. So if I've changed something, if I've changed the icon here, if I changed the name here, then it's gone. I do believe I had hidden something, right? Okay, sure. He's getting it from the URL. Right? It's simple, basic mistake, a noob mistake, right? It's getting it from here, not from my folder. My folder has been changed. I need to push it to my folder, my GitHub source, and then point to the GitHub source, and then it's gonna be built, right? It's all simple if you think about it. All right, that's the xerowelcome. If that's something you want to use, ask the guys and go investigate what do I need to change to get it the way I like it. All right, cheers. Next up, CacheOS. We're gonna look at that.